Okay, so my name is Emmanuel Item. I'm 28 years old. I'm born and raised in Vienna, Austria. My father is from Nigeria, Igbo man, and my mother is an Austrian woman. And so I grew up in Austria, and I'm living in Berlin since 6 years now. Came here to finish my studies and became like a tattoo artist. I think I was always quite fascinated with like body modifications and like just looks. Could be like from fashion to like punk people with tattoos. Also, I used to play in a metal band, and then back then, before it came so mainstream, it was the metal people who were fully tattooed. So I would see my band members getting tattoos because they were all older than me. I wasn't 18 by that time. And then so I was like, sick, I like it. And then at the same time, I was always like drawing. So at some point, the idea came up to go from just drawing for myself to drawing people, just to use like a different media, different canvas. And yeah, so since 4 years, I try to really focus and go fully into the two craft. In 2020, I opened my official business as a freelance artist. And then also it was the time when I started to work at the tattoo studio where I'm working right now, which is called Der Grimm in Berlin. So when I came there, it was like it's a very big studio with a lot of different artists, very experienced artists, and being there and being like getting a mentor and like learning from the really high skill tattoo artists was definitely also like a real push into the direction of learning the craft, because everything else was literally like trying by error and then getting better by seeing the mistakes I did in the past. um, Firstly, it came out of the need that there was no one doing that. There was no artist, no tattoo artist who would represent dark skinned people, or especially like African people. Because as I told you before, you have guest artists who travel the world, and we would have guest artists from South Korea, Brazil, US, Australia, even Russia and Ukraine, even though they were at war, still are at war. So you would get all those people from all around the world, but no one, nothing came from Africa. No one doing a style from Africa, and no dark skinned tattoo artist would come. It is a lack of representation of our people. And I was like, all right, there are people waiting for this, and I feel like I should do it, so let me do it. And then I just pushed. And then the biggest start was a year ago at the Berlin Tattoo Convention. You have to understand, Berlin is, I would say, quite international for Germany, and let's say Middle Europe, but then still, like people are obviously a minority. So my idea was to go at this very old traditional tattoo convention in Berlin, where most of the people and the visitors would be German people, white people. I was like, okay, let me work there 3 days. Let me work only African inspired tribal work, and let me only work on dark skinned people to represent. So people, the German people would pass by and be like, oh, we didn't see those people last year, and it really kicked off and it worked out very well. I'm very happy that I did it. I did the same thing this year too, to work there at the tattoo convention. And yeah, I have to say it's very rewarding in any sense to go this path. As I said, I'm still not there with my style. I'm still developing, but for now, I'm very happy where it's going and leading. So with Maori in in the contrast to African art, I definitely feel like, sadly, but I think it's a fact that Africa is getting all the spotlight right now because people around the world care about it right now. And it's, you see it with Afrobeats, you see it with movies like Black Panther, you see it obviously also with the Black Matters movement. You see it in fashion, you see it with sport, you see it in all those forms that African people were represented. And then some people in the Western world be like, okay, now we give you the stage to show what is interesting about you guys. And I think right now it's not there with the Nigerian tattooing, but I feel like it's definitely the potential to, at least that's what I believe. I think it's a very deep rooted evolutionary need in the human race in general. I think looking at cave paintings back then, there was already the need to self express, rituals, ceremonies like marriage, painting your body, painting your surroundings, painting buildings, painting weapons. All of those things was always there in any culture around the world, always. So I think it's just the most natural thing to do for everyone in a way. Either way, fashion, music, dancing, the looks, the hair, piercings, tattoos, even driving the car or wherever you live, the home interior, everything is self-expression. Um, I think for the tattooing itself, I think it's just the youth. I think it's time for the youth. It's time for the next gen, and it's the interest, what people are interested in, to modify your body. I think it's just the evolutionary that we don't live in like a, how should I say, we have the luxury, or in some places we have the luxury of expressing us. Not everywhere is this possible, but in some places.